Mayank, are we ready to start the session?
Yes, we can start.
Okay. So, a very good morning to all of you once again. Now, for this session, I'm welcoming Mr. Rohit Shukla. So, Mr. Rohit Shukla is a senior software developer at Footprints Private Limited. He has more than 12 years of industry experience, and nowadays he's leading the AI division of the Footprints Private Limited, where he's working actively in developing some surveillance-based modules, and also he's making smart software systems by developing generative AI-based modules and APIs. So I welcome Mr. Rohit Shukla. Now over to you.
Thank you, Ashish, and thank you to team. As Ashish already told that I'm Rohit Shukla. I'm working with the Footprints around the last 12 year. So today we define the value of generative AI in web development. In next 90 minutes, we talk about the value of generative AI in web development. May I start?
Please start, and I think make it on slideshow mode.
Okay. Okay. So the value of generative AI. The generative AI is a concept that generative AI is basically a model, right? That create a new original content such as text, images, code, audio, video, based on the learned pattern from training data. So here are some bullet points that we cover in next 90 minutes. Introduction of generative AI, real world application in tech, front end and back end development, code generation, personalized engine, content creation, and SEO optimization. Why generative AI for web development, future, and integration across the stacks, low code, no code, and AI driven testing qualities, enhance the accessibilities, real time feedback. What is the code generation? These are some points that we cover in next 90 minutes. Okay. So introduction of generative AI. As I already said that the generative AI is a model that create a new original content such as image, text. We provide an image, text, or code, audio on the basis of learning pattern. They provide a responsive data. Like we pass a voice to Google or Alexa. Like Alexa, play some song. On the basis of voice, it produces a result. What kind of a song, etc., etc. And same will be on a as a image in Amazon. We already are aware about there is a picture. We click on an image, and on the images basis, Amazon filter the products list on the app, right? So these are the features that generative AI is largely able to use on the web development, right? So what is the key features of generative AI? Yes, text generation like article, blog, email, and documentation. Here's the article and email. The large level of text generation is used here. Like article generated, meta content is generated by AI, SEO content is generated by AI, uh, Google ranking basically based on meta keywords and meta description. So before the AI, the meta keyword and meta description need a long time to analyze the data, what kind of a keyword need to set, what kind of a description need to set as per the page. But now it's a few second work. Just pass the text what you want, and AI will generate a meta keyword, a meta description, and documentation email as you want, right? In a code generation point of view, um, in code generation point of view, it's a really commendable job here. It generates a script that take experienced developer last time in some module, in some task, but now he generated in a quick way, in a full stack app that keeping key capabilities in code generation, image generation. I have already set an example on Amazon filter view, filter features. In audio and video generation, today in real era, there are audio, video, real video features that use role of AI, right? In data generation, in the example of data generation, data set for testing purpose prototype. Before the AI, in a testing domain, tester need to create a large number of data for load testing. But now in AI, again, it's a few second work for testing team. It's create a large number of data and prototype data sets for his or her testing purpose, right? Why it's a matter? Why it's a matter AI in web development? So AI boosts the productivity, right? Speed the prototyping and iterations. Enable the non-technical user to create a software and design. If you are not aware of good knowledge of a code like JS, HTML, CSS, you just need go to the chat GPT or anywhere in OpenAI, just pass, just type, there is a, please create a web page in HTML, Bootstrap 5 or JS or React.js, it will produce a result in within seconds. So that's the matters of why the AI is important, right? So an example, there is a Chat GPT, GitHub, Copilot, AWS that are using a largely AI features. So we're moving on next slide. That is real world application in a tech. In web development, generating AI APIs, that's a backend process, a documentation, e-commerce. In e-commerce, the main features is a product description, product meta keyword, meta description for reaching the users, and rank on a Google ranking. So in e-commerce, these features are used as AI. In marketing, create a social media page and landing pages, lead generation. That's the main role in marketing content. So in marketing, in Facebook or Instagram, we already use it. So in that pages we check on some in some time we we gotten some ads like enroll in enroll in a footprints daycare. I'm working on footprints, so I'm example here footprints as footprints. Enroll, register your child in a footprints. So we create a social media page and landing page and run our campaign there. So in that campaign, we create a description, what kind of image is used for what kind of a reason, that will make sense to uh, boost our ad. So that will provide a OpenAI very effectively, and the result is very effective. So in education domain, the integration of tuitions, creating a image processing, and in design pattern, in design point of view, create a HTML, CSS, React, JS. Any language will be helping API in tech domain. So we move on to next domain, next slide. That is front end. In web development, basically there are two kind of feature, two types of features. One is a front end, and another is a back end. In front end, what is a front end? I don't know. So in front end, it's basically what is the user see and interact in a web applications or app, including a layout, design, responsive user experience. That is related to a front end, right? In front end, we typically use the technologies like basically HTML, CSS for styling, and JavaScript, TypeScript. That's interactive. Create a page to interactive framework. In terms of framework, there are multiple frameworks like React, Angular JS, multiple frameworks are there. So we use on front end code generation UI, like create HTML, design a CSS, and write a function in JS, um, create a framework like React. So these features are used in AI and web development. So in code generation point of view, we AI write HTML, CSS, and JS in UI components. Like uh, okay, okay. In UI design suggestions, AI will suggest you what kind of improvement you need in your page, what layout need to shift in up mode or down mode, what button color need to for user experience. That will suggest by AI. And component creation. Suppose we have a large page where are multiple sections, and we need only one section that some logic. So we can generate that section by AI, right? Okay. The benefit of generative AI in front end: faster UI creation, design creation, automatically testing suggest what kind of improvement need there, clean and reusable component provided by AI, and support multiple framework as I already told, like React, Node.js, and multiple framework are supporting AI. And um, in real world tool, what kind of a tool are used in front end? So we generally use here like GitHub Copilot for auto suggestion, front end code, like UI design from AI, build an entire page with the text, like AI SDK for using a dynamic app, Chat GPT, repeated AI. They write a front end code for and as a text or as a CSS, right? So these basic things are used in a front development in generative AI. Okay, so we move on next slide, that is called backend. In backend, backend is basically mean that what kind of a engine work on behind the front end, that is called a backend development, right? So a developer build a faster, smart, and more effective web services by generating a code, by writing a code, and handling a data, even a managed backend test task automatically. So in backend process, in backend development, everything behind the screen of a web, that called the backend development, right? Like example, server side logic, database and storage, API integration, automation, and authentication and securities. That all are basic components of backend development. In code generation point of view, create a REST API, endpoint and controller and model, generate a CRUD operation. CRUD operation basically create, insert, delete, update in database schema. Database management in any development and any web pages in or app, database is a major role play in a fast app or fast web page services. If our database is strongly effectively designed, that suppose we achieve a 70% task here, right? So it's very important to create a database schema uh, in a very effectively way. Before the database design, uh, think about what kind of features need in web development, what the basic logic we can move in a database. So in my point of view, database is a key features and key role play in a web development. So in database schema, there is a SQL query, no SQL query, MongoDB. Uh, these are the database management systems that work in web development. In generative AI, in generative AI, what will help in database management? Uh, in AI, AI will optimize your SQL. Suppose we have a large number of users, right? Around 1 billion user, and we fetch our records from that user table. If your database is not data in table is there is not in indexing, the result will not fetch you by a single query, right? So the AI will suggest you need to in what kind of keys indexing will be need to implement in your table in the it will optimize your SQL within a second and suggest you what need to be done here. So it will play a key role in database management and authentication and securities. And the AI in today area, if we log in and then let's go an example. If we log in on Google app or Google account, you see that there is some code flash on your mobile, random code 17, 18 on tap. After that tapping that number, you will log in on another web page or mobile. So these are the AI features that use for authentication and security person purpose. The and the auto configuration and role based system access control, that is a key features on backend development with the help of AI. Right? Maybe move on next slide. That is a code generation with AI. I already told that with AI we speed up a code, right? Uh, Before the AI, if we suppose there are two users. One is using AI, Chat GPT or something else, and another is writing a code without AI. So there is a huge difference in the code written format, commenting, or speed or time. We will discuss this in more in an example in next slides. So speed up a coding, automation repetitive tasks, reduce the manual effort. It will help our beginners. Yes, already told and with AI, new beginner will create a web maze or a web page very with less effort, right? Ensure a uniform code, a style, and structure. AI will suggest you what kind of format need to follow in the view mode, in a controller, in a model, in a backend, in SQL. So it will improve your code quality, right? Slitted property prototyping, enable rapid execution and development, right? It will. Sorry. So in AI, code generation is generate a code with AI is uh, basically basically code generation with AI with result as a fast development and fewer bug. I'm not saying that if you generate a code with AI, there is a no bug. Already, if you are developing something, there is some bug already always exist. So with AI, there are few bugs, better collaboration, automation, automatically documentation will provide by AI. Uh, you as per your logic, as per your design pattern, the documentation will automatically created. Data insight analysis built in with AI, right? So these are the benefit in real world. The tools or applications already exist in market like AI Copilot, AI assistant in ID like VS Code or Sublime. I'm using a VS Code with AI assistant, so we will discuss it in more in next slides. There are low code or no code platforms, auto generated REST API, GraphQL API that will real world applications that public use for code generation, right? And the code generation is basically uh, in trained a large number of data set of source and program or language, that syntax and content and programming logics that completed a rewrite code for a scratch based for user context, right? So these are the features in code generations, like speed up your code or reduce it, helping for a beginner, improve the consistencies. So these are the code generation. One more thing, in code generation AI provide a clean and specific prompts, right? And review provide a suggestion. All the generated code thoroughly combined AI output with your knowledge and manual improvement. What will be next time you if you write a if your switch condition, suppose you write a switch condition or if condition in 10 lines. If you go with AI, it will create around hardly 5 to 6 lines. It will reduce 4 lines. So optimize their code by AI. We move on next slide, that is called the personalized engine with generative AI. So these the major part after the database, the major section in web development, personalized engine is used in web development, AI, generative AI, like dynamic content, uh, blog. Every blog is generated right now. Every blog is generated by AI. Description, keyword, what meta keyword need to change day to time to time. So multiple blogs in like WordPress, there are plugin. User may not need to technically sound. He just go there and install that plugin and create that and just click on a button. On that button click, AI will produce a title, page description, image, meta keyword, meta description. Even the what section will need to place where, that basic things are provided by the generative AI. So with the dynamic content, why dynamic content is important in web development? Any ideas? Okay, dynamic content is important because we already aware about a Google ranking, right? Suppose we have a page XYZ, our website is XYZ, that I need to rank in a Google. So some basic need to be passed in the Google ranking system. That will be a title, description, daily basis, some content changes, images, not a duplicate in other web pages. That the basic things need to be think in mind, that will be followed. So dynamic content is important here for rank our page in Google. So it will be if our page is ranked in Google, we will easily reach in every user. So that is a dynamic content create and for product design, product description, meta keywords, right? And next is user behavior. Like I already told that what section need to be placed where. That basic thing provided by generative AI. So user behavior by AI, we analyze the user browsing pattern, purchasing history. In example of some Amazon, if we go on some product item, in next 2 3 days, the item will that item or related item will be listed on our main page. That suggests in a suggestion, right? So that's the key features used as a company, as a user. For a user, it will benefit. It will remind you that you already searched that product in the last 2 days. There is some better product. There are some better price. So it will also help for both parties. in terms of time in terms of time. So it's on user behavior and recommendation, like suggestion, suggest a product, kind of suggest product you need to purchase, what related product are less price, features, right? That the recommendations. So dynamic, in terms of dynamic content, as already on past slide, we already talk about the UI, text, and messages, marketing, landing pages, product description. That is dynamic content, right? In user behavior, we analyze the browser pattern, click streaming, how much time user click on a button, right? For example, best example, basically, generative AI or AI introduced in the last 4 to 5 to 6 year in a market, right? In a web development, but AI is already in a picture before the 5 to 10 years. In, for example, the best example is the Amazon app. In some article I have read out that the Amazon is work on a click button color with AI. Like what kind of a color code need to be on click button for these for this for these result. He ran a he ran some AI campaign, like a number of AI campaign. In what kind of color need UI attract with what kind of a color. So with that result, the Amazon final the color of his purchase button color. So that is the AI features in web development. Recommendation, suggestion of product, articles, or service using AI powered by content generation and clicking. And the chatbot is used on every site. Before the chatbot, before the AI, there is a support call system. Like you have on every pages there are some support number. You dial that and wait for some time, and the agent will pick your call. It will take around 15 to 20 minutes to explain him what the issues you are facing. But now with the chatbot, you just type what issues you are facing. It will suggest what you need to do or what you not to do, right? So that's key features of generative AI in personalized engine. And technology, in terms of technology, right now the GPT-4, ChatGPT, generated dynamic content, personalized content, and segment is used for A/B testing in web development. A/B testing is basically A/B testing is basically a kind of a, suppose we have a page, right? Sorry, excuse me. Suppose we have a page like Facebook page. Yeah. So for some user, that page UI, that page. So for some user, that UI is a blue color, or for some user, UI is a dark blue. For some user, is for UI is red color. So suppose three A/B testing or campaign running on A/B test for A/B testing, and after the analyzing of 15 days or 20 days, X number of a days, we have some number of a result that what background color code is highly clicked or a highly highly wait a time for user. Okay. Okay. So these, if suppose blue color is a large number of user are exist and purchase or click on some button, so we finalize the blue color. So that some example of a segment A/B testing, and that's generative AI. We move on the next slide. That is Move on to next slide. That is just hold on. Yeah, content and SEO optimization. As already said that after the database, the content is very important for web development in terms of reaching a user from user screen or for user. So the content and SEO optimization, write a code, write a blog, post, product description, FAQs, chatbot questions. That is a use for content generating. Okay, so and content ideas, keyword search, like our our page. Suppose we create a new page for some product. So we need to think about the product description, title, image, and even the web URL. What kind of URL? What type of URL they are like XYZ slash my product slash latest. Some kind of a suggestion will provide by AI. So suggest a topic, headline, and outline based on a trend. What kind of trend right now in market? So on the basis of the trend, the AI will provide a keyword content ideas, and material content provide a global audience. Suppose we have a audience like in some Indian and some audience in Kerala region, some audience for Hyderabad region, Telugu region, and some audience for the Kashmir region. So AI will automatically convert your page in that languages. Before it, there are some we create a before the AI in web we create a multiple files for the languages, but now we just use AI to convert that in regional language, convert page to in a regional language. We in past we largely talk about the content and SEO, but what is SEO optimization? In SEO optimization, there are some limitations like your keyword not exceeded like a 20 to 55 character. Your description will not exceed like a 500 character. So it's like AI. AI is just work like as a quote is a Gagar mein Sagar kind of. So AI just provide a Gagar mein Sagar kind of. You provide a 10 to 15 word, and AI will provide you meta, title, description, images, large number of features that provide for your page as per the user experience, as for the using UI UX point of view, as per the Google ranking code, as per the key features, X number of things that will not think about that that features will exist in a system. Before it, if you before it, there are a team that work X number of X number of a team work in keyword, meta description, images, and then create a page. Right now, there are only 2-3% that create a product page within a minute. So these are the basically features of SEO optimization. Now we're moving on the next slide. That is generative AI for web development. We first already talked about talk about the generate HTML, code snippet APIs, enhance the creativity. Right now, market demand for the creativity content, creative images, and Google also demand for creative, unique content, unique text, unique image. So these are basically main problem in past year. Uh, we suppose submit a page with image or keyword or description. And in Google ranking, we think about why our page is not ranking on the first page or second page. So we don't have idea that there is a in our page there is some duplicate content that already exists in some other page, some other pages in some other domain. So that's the reason that our page is not ranked on a first or second page. Right now, Generative AI already provide optimized or unique content and images. So there are a few, chances of less that your content will be duplicate. So enhance the creativity, enable a natural languages. We already say that are like regional languages. We convert our page in a regional languages. In some Telugu or Hyderabad region, there some users are not um, um, not in good English. So say he prefer an Telugu languages or some languages. So for we build for these you for that type of user, we build AI build convert a page in a their regional domain. So we are using that features in the web development with generative AI, and its result are very effective. Our in our analytic, the number of a user are boost with these features. So reduce repetitive tasks. In repetitive task means suppose we have a registration button, or suppose we have some form. Uh, Before we place a button in some page, right? So in generative AI, that will suggest you create a function that will use in X number of a pages or X number of a line. That will generate a button by dynamically. That will suggest by a generative AI. Before it, the developer is use a statically, but create a button and content their style, make their style some as per the features. But generative AI that will suggest and provide, even provide the your code. You just pass your code and it will optimize your code and provide your optimized code with the effectively way. So that's a repetitive task, and provide the documentation, and also there is a testing including generative AI and web development. So these are the features in web development. We move on to next slide. That is future of generative AI. What is the future of generative AI? It transforms how website and application are built, maintained, and experienced. The presentation explored key areas of impact. Uh, Suppose we have a right now there are in hundred of number of web pages, 90 90 users in 100 of a users, there are 90 users that use their page in a mobile view, right? So right now the mobile view is the most important for in web development. Before it, the desktop or web laptop is used. So before 6 to 7 years, the code is not created for mobile point of views. But right now, the web is created for especially for mobile view, right? Suppose let's take an example. Uh, like we generate book a ticket, like bus ticket or any kind of, the user is just pick up phone and just go on a browser and Google their to book a ticket from X to Y destination, and that will land on some pages and fill the form and submit that. Suppose what happen if the UI UX is not good? The user is very confused that where is the form, where we need to pay. So with the AI, that provide a optimized CSS for all the media queries. Like your page is, suppose your page is running on a iPhone, iPhone 7, iPhone 11, iPhone 12, or iPad, or desktop, or mobile, or some X mobile. So your phone will automatically optimize their UI UX with the help of CSS will um, that is generated by effectively by generative AI. Before it, the designer write a code like thousand plus number of line code for the media queries, but right now they just easily type please provide the media query for all the desktop and mobile views that provide your CSS for that common CSS. So these features in a web development will basically use on future. Multiple item will be used on web development plate in future with generative AI. We'll discuss in our next slide. Okay, there are across the stacks. We IDE integration. IDE, we call the IDE as a editor. An editor where we write a code. That is the IDE. There are in market there are multiple IDE like VS Code, Sublime, NetBeans, and IDE. There are AI tools that will be embedded directly in your IDE. It will help you development environment and suggest you the commenting and code very easily. It will reduce your developer time. End-to-end coding, AI will generate code from requirement to development, right? Smart framework. It suggests what kind of a framework used as per your requirement, and real-time optimization will provide by the generative AI. So we will discuss more about IID in some some example and next slide. So we move on next slide. That is dynamic content, AI driven UI UX, multimodal interface, combined voice gestures, VR. VR is a today VR is a largely um, multiple player are there in market. There are working on VR and web development. So in future we will see the VR features in web or app, right? And website adaptive content we already layout per user. We already discussed about the content of our website layout as per user. Layout as per user. Layout as per user means suppose we are in a Delhi NCR region. We are in a Delhi NCR region. The content will show on same page for Delhi NCR region as per their reason, and for Kerala region the content will show as per their reason. So the terms of content, the dynamic content will be a display on pages by a helping of a generative AI. And layout always there are some improvement chances in every area, right? So AI will help here. So what kind of layout need to improvement in your page, in web page or app page? So AI time to time suggests you there that this section not need to more because the user is not interested on this section. Minimum click on this page, or user stay on this page very minimum, or not stay on this page. So AI will present some analytic data that your page is why not in use, or why user is not stay on your page, why user is not click on your lead button, or X number of examples that why it's not working. The AI will provide uh, data analytic way. Why it is not used for this? Google is working on that area from past 10 to 15 year before. Like that is the Google Analytics. Right now, the Google Analytics is largely used, hugely working on that area, that provide a basic every level in every level, that Google Analytics will provide you that why that level or why that button or why that image is not interested by your user. What need to you what you need to work on it. That so Google is working on generative AI and provide you features to what kind of layout or need to improve on your app or web. So there are layout for the user, UI driven UX, user experience will learn and involve with the behaviors. We already talk about the UI UX, that multiple tools are there that will suggest you that what kind of a UI what kind of a UI UX, what kind of color, what kind of your button will be center line or left line or bottom line or top line. What navbar you need to replace. Even what font size you need to use on a phone or desktop. What color what text color you need to use on your web page. So AI-driven UI UX provide experience. After that AI-driven UI UX, user experience is improved. So these are the features of UI UX. So we move on next slide. That is no code, no code and low code platform powered by AI. So natural language already in first slide we talk about the non-developer, non-technical can build a complex app using a natural language by just using a generative AI. AI generated components, separate prototyping, enable quick driven without a deep coding skills. So this is a low code or no code, called on low code or no code. With the help of ChatGPT, right now there are multiple multiple developer that have in one year experience. They work on very effectively. If in terms of they complete like a 10-year experience developer right now with the help of generative AI. The only basic thing is you only have an idea what kind of a keyword, what kind of a keyword you need to ask with the generative AI, what kind of features you need to need. So that's basic sense need to be there with generative AI. So we're moving on next slide. That is improve collaboration between human and AI. Create a pattern. AI will suggest improvement in alternative. Suppose UX section is not working, what alternative you will need to hear, yeah, or what content you need to alter here. So AI will suggest you the content aware assistant. AI will reduce your process of understanding load for developer. Before the developer think about what logic need to hear, how much load will be there, load testing need to be there. But right now, uh, uh, with with the AI, the the optimized code will provide by AI with a effectively way. So it's only a help for a developer. Shared learning system will improve AI suggestion over a time to time. Yes, I already told you that no one system is perfect. Already there are some in every era, in every app or a web or product, there are a few bugs. And even in Google, Facebook, Meta, there are a few bugs, and they provide a whole number of amount if you find some bug in that product. So every product or every web or web pages are have some bug. So no developer is perfect, and even AI is not perfect right now. So there are area of learning. So we moving on next slide. That is AI-driven testing. AI-driven testing in web development, basically two main features. One is a key role in a web development. One is even three. I'm saying three. One is a documentation. Second is a development, and next is a tester. Testing is a basically before go live, before the user experience, actually provide us provide the fixed bug, suggest a bug that, and or suggest a UI that this feature not need to hear, or this is not working. Some kind of feature that work by a tester. But right now there are multiple tools that are driven by AI. It will test your large number of pages or complex to complex logic by AI testing. So AI will generate a test cases and report a bug that these features not working, or there are some loopholes that will suggest by AI and reported by automated testing. If we're not using automated testing, what will be the result? If we go on a manual testing, and manual testing, there are a maximum chances to escape some bug or loopholes that will uh, prompt on a after go live on production. Uh, after the production, the after on the production issues that impact our services or our page or our Google ranking. If our page is not working on a web after go live, that will not rank on a Google page. So on automatic testing, that will produce bug before the go live very quickly and create a test cases in a large number of manner. So these are features of automated testing driven by AI, generative AI. Continuously monitoring, AI will provide an insight of quality monitoring. Suppose our product is live, and an example um, in a school fees in a school, right? Every month invoice is generated, right? So in X number of invoice generated, like 1 million invoices generated. In 1 million, there are few chances that 1,000 invoices are not generated for some user. So in that way, the company will loss of thousand into X number of fees, and we don't have idea that that invoice is not generated from that million or billion records. So by monitoring features, we quickly report that the thousand invoices are not generated due to this reason. So we will fix that quickly and regenerate that invoices. So it will not impact on financially or user-based experience. So continuous monitoring is a key features in AI-driven testing. Serving code and infrastructure will result in some example. Suppose suppose Facebook. Suppose Facebook already working on a multiple domain. Suppose X domain is not working, X database is not working for some reason, US reason, US one reason in in Facebook there are multiple domains like US1 region, US2 region, or Alaska 1 region, Alaska 2 region. So suppose the US1 region is not working for me, that pointer to are page to US2 region. If US2 region is not working, that point to Alaska 2 or 1 region. So self-filling code is already there, that already used by suggested by generative AI, and multiple websites are web pages or web app are using these features. So moving on next slide, that is enhance accessibilities, real-time translations. We already talked about it, that as per the reason we change our content, our pages content as per the reason, as per the local languages, with the help of the AI that will access easily to a user. So that is accessibility enhancement. And translation AI will offer a real-time audio translations. Um, in audio terms of like we already talked about the Alexa, or Google or voice search, and multiple apps. They provide voice search features. Adaptive UI using UI is very important for your web development for user experience. So UI will adapt for the user disabilities. Next slide, that real-time feedback and performance. In real-time feedback, there are some tools like GitHub Copilot that will suggest code suggestion, error detection, sentry code monitoring, AI analytic, Lighthouse, automated audit, AI chatbot. So these are the real-time feedback and performance monitoring features. We move on next slide. That is voice code generation. What is a code generation? Code generation. In definition of a code generation, AI model automatically write a source code. These basis of natural language prompt or a design input. Before it, if you write a code, suppose we create a page, uh, X page. So you need to write there HTML header, logic, or place some image, and work on a UI UX. So and you need to connect with the REST API. You need to create a REST API, fetch data, something XYZ, X number of features will be in a single web page. We just think about it that there's only page, but there in backend there are multiple features are there that created by a developer or that created by developer. So in code generation, AI will provide the source code very easily. We will discuss in as an example in an end slide. Purpose: speed up our development and reduce the manual effort. AI understand the syntax and content and logic. Why the page is used, and what kind of features in that page is used. So AI will suggest accordingly. The purpose is fulfilled by AI. So we move to next slide. That is how generative AI generate a code. So AI is nothing. It's basically some kind of uh, uh, backend code that on a trained that work on some trained database, some trained model, some trained data on the basis of your input that provide on content on from that trained data features, right? So it improved day by day. Understanding and logic. AI understands syntax, content, programming language. It can complete and rebuild the code. Suppose we have a control. We have some REST API. that created on around about 1 year back, and we think about that code is very large, and there are multiple features or multiple lines of data not not in use, or we can optimize. So one way is we just sit down, check the code and optimize that code. Another way is just copy that function and paste on chat gpt. ChatGPT will provide you optimized code with comment what features is here and what kind of a need what feature need to be improved here. So generative AI is used for generate a code. So that's a right. Okay, coding AI code automatically development task. Okay, so we move on next slide. That is a use case in a web development. Use case in a web development. We already talked about a front end, back end, uh, and documentation and testing. And full stack. Full stack basically, um, there are developer. One is a front end developer. One is a back end developer. And full stack is combination of a front end back end development. So it's a full app or microservices. Create a simple app. So in front end terms of we create a responsive HTML code like in React, JS, number of framework are there. In backend, we write REST API endpoint and connect with the database and result and provide a data as per the request. That's a, that will work as a backend. It will in description will work as a Express, Curd, Root, Node.js, or Ruby on Rails. There are multiple framework are there for a backend. And full stack, as already told, the front end and back end, the combination of is called a full stack. In testing, there are tools that is just testing for a login APIs. For you can with this API testing tool, you can test up your page. Like example, a login page, your login page is working properly, or your next after login, what kind of a user need to land on that page. That work on testing purpose. In documentation, JSDoc format. JSDoc format will suggest that for a developer that what kind of a formatting, what kind of a commenting, or what kind of a function you need to write, right. So we will talk about in the next slide regarding the JSDoc format. So these are the use cases in a web development. The next slide is benefit of AI code generation. The benefit of AI code, the benefit of AI, basically the benefit of AI is optimizing, reduce the time for a user experience, for a developer, for a tester, for a company. The main uh, purpose is for AI is optimizing your features and providing a best result. So benefit of AI code is speeding up a code and reduce your bug and to protect in your product. Improve your consistency, uniform code style, structure across a project. That will suggest that in multiple tools, multiple IDE that suggested that your code is not uniform, your structure is not same in across a project. So that there are some suggestions, there are some tools that suggest you that you need to do this and in that way. So that are some kind of features that developer or tester or UI UX developer are using their features. Rapid prototyping, quickly and fast product development. These are the features of AI code generation. Benefit and the benefits of AI code generation. Responsibilities of AI development. The responsibilities of AI development. Basically, the responsibilities of AI development is a human oversight. We not fully dependent on the AI in terms of a development, in terms of a testing, in 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 every section must be some um, uh, uh, human interaction, or some uh, human should be involved in some in every point of it. With that, provided result is as per our expectation, or it will cover our features. So we blindly we should not blindly face on our AI result in web development. So be clear about AI users in web app. What kind of services we using AI, and we told the user that we use these features as from AI, fair recommendations in e-commerce. AI product recommend trend and deals and data to ensure all user get balanced product suggestion, not bias by a location or a past purchase alone. User control, um, in user control, give a control user to what kind of algo are learning from them. So there are some user control personalize their news in portal. Like example, in a news portal, we use a generative AI that you will get a latest news, or you will get a latest weather on your current location. So there are some, must be some there user control, that we don't need that news, or we do not care whether notification. So there must be some control, privacy and data, respect the user data, and complying with regulatory. So these are the major part. Securities, safeguard model and audit code. Privacy and data are main part in the responsible of AI web development. Let's take an example. In past 1 or 2 year back, Facebook is basically for privacy data. Facebook is charged for a huge number of huge amount of fine by a US, that loophole in a privacy data. So in their AI, so these features need to must be think in a mind that web development is responsible, and every point of view there are some human involvement must be there, that will help um your web development. So we move on the next slide. That is popular tools for code generation. Popular tools like a GitHub Copilot, ChatGPT, Tab9, Podium, Ghostwriter. So ChatGPT will assist you integrated into IDE like VS Code, integrate prompt-based ChatGPT will generate a capable code. AI-powered complete and suggestion for developer, and limited ghostwriter assist available directly by a browser ID. So these are the tools that use for a code, popular tools used for a code generation. We move on the next slide. That is example. Okay. Right now, in every app or in every page, when we gone log in on we land on a page, there is some pop up. May I help you? That is a chat bot. Before it, there are some number you call that on that number if you have any issues or you have some inquiry. And it will take around 15 to 20 minutes, minimum 15 to 20 minutes, and you need to involve in that call. But right now, with the AI features, the chatbot in every maximum web pages of web app are used the chatbot features. It replaces a support call system. In chatbot, there are some suggestions, and and as per the user input, that they will provide the result as per the user input. That what kind of you have a query, what problem you have, that will suggest you the solution on the basis of the user input. So we will discuss. We will create a sample code with a chatbot. We will discuss on some code on OpenAI search for SEO meta content generation. We'll discuss in we'll let's go on some example uh, in terms of running some code, right? Any any query or any input earlier? Should I move? Okay. So so here's some code in chatbot in React app, right? Hold on. So in React app, there are some format. We will not talk about our form, what kind of format here. We just create a code like these are the HTML. The document in web page is the web page, right? And
Sir,
yep.
sir, we cannot see the
Okay,
tools
okay,
that you
okay, okay,
suggested
okay,
in
okay,
the
okay,
slide.
okay. Just give me a minute. Hello, hello, not
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir. We can see your browser now.
Okay, great. So, uh, code we create a functional component for a chatbot. So here is some code that's basically a library React client, and there is a more. So is this is the page HTML, basic HTML page. This is a header. In header, there are meta view. Meta view we define that that viewport is what kind of a this page in will be visible on a mobile view or a desktop view. And here AI will suggest you that the meta description. So these are the header keywords. And body, there are some div, root, and app chatbot. So let's play some magic here. You can also do this. Go on a playcode.io/create. Right? These are basic structure. Apex, index.js, styling for UI, for the purpose of a UI, index page for just for as a landing page. So we for chatbot we have some data set that will work as that will provide a suggestion or response as per the user input, like user prompt a hello, hi. So our chatbot will provide a how can I assist you today, how are you, what's up. So it will just respond I'm just a code, what your name, I'm chatbot. There are some data suggestion. Right now we're using as a JSON. You can also use in a REST API or any kind of features we can use in a web development. Right now we are using in a responsive JSON as a JSON format as a statically, but in live product we use this feature in a database because we need to build our system time to time. We take a user input. If that input is not in our database system, we work on that and improve our system accordingly. So right now we are using is that simply statically JSON in a JSON format. So these are some key values that will type by a user and will produce a response in that format. So let's start. These here is some root in root. These will pop. Hold on. Just a minute. No. This JSON is just created by myself for a demo purpose, not ready-made. It's JSON is just for a demo purpose, right? So I already told that this JSON is a static JSON that created by myself for just for a demo. So yeah. So we are in a dev root. The React is work on some DOM concept. In DOM, there are some app. We create a function that call a app, and we return some static code or HTML code, some logic by this function. So that will be print here in a root div. You can also see that our code is hello team. Starting editing to see some magic. You can see this text is already here, right? And here's some index. An index is a basically routing file. In this file, it's a basically React features. Index file, we import some library, import our custom function. Our custom function is app or app chatbot that we'll talk about in that some later. So we import right now our function app.js and set that result on our browser DOM. And the React that is we will use as a React DOM dot create a root and select the document ID that we called it as a root. We can change it by a root ID. We check that there is some error. We go on the routing index. So it's runtime impact on your DOM. You can check that there is although your code is already there. So we change again. You'll see that there is some error. So we again go on index page and change our document ID. So these are the basic features, and now we move on a chatbot system. So as we already know that we have some JSON format. This JSON is a static JSON created by myself for just for a demo purpose, right? So we move on create some function chatbot. We import here our libraries We import here our custom JSON, that is a responsive JSON, right? And create some logic. If you are aware about Java jQuery or React, you will easily get this. Easily get this what the function behind work in a chatbot, right? In this picture, we get a user state. User state basically used for a DOM purpose. Either a function, get a bot response. We handle here to get this and set for user chatbot, chatbot messages, and push that message. And yeah, some here are UI UX that what will be we want for a user. Let's do it. Enabling our root to model. We enable our app chatbot model and binding it in a DOM, our browser DOM, and pushing a result in a view mode, right? So it render our HTML code in a browser. Here are some code. Hi. So hello. As you can see that there in our response there are how hello can I use assisted today. So our chatbot will suggest you accordingly. Current, we say let's suppose with sending a current date. So it's 12, right? And we move on as some another example like order status. Here order suggestion already given by AI. You can track your order by clicking my order account. How to cancel. To cancel. Technical issues. App. So as per the JSON and as per the user input, the response will impact on your DOM, and the chatbot will work on accordingly. So these are the features web development web user effectively use this chatbot in web pages. So we create this for as for a demo purpose. Now we can now I create some other example for OpenAI. Here's some example. Yeah, this page is created by myself. It's a static content, generative AI web development. It's basic features, key benefit. We already discussed about a tool and introduction. We already discussed about an activity. So here are some example. Suppose we need to generate a quiz code. So before it, we think about what kind of a question need to what will be the option we get. Right now, just we provide a text JavaScript function, create a quiz for generate JavaScript function, and click on it. Let's wait some time. The AI will create a quiz form for you. These are the questions that dynamically created by OpenAI. Right? There's a test, and we call them a test function. What will the result on a console log? So you see, sum of the a plus b is a answer is a plus b. So these are some examples that used in a web development with the help of OpenAI. We largely talk about SEO content, or meta keyword. Now we can generate a content. Suppose we have a cloud computing or a small business, and we need meta keywords, meta description for our page. So before it, we hire some company for SEO content. Right now, we just go on OpenAI and just pass our text, and OpenAI will result you as the content, what kind of a meta need to be placed on your page, and what the OpenAI uh, description or title will be placed on your page. So these are the some basic features that will be used on AI. Like we search some, yeah, right, a 500 word SEO optimization. Write 500 words of SEO optimization blog post on the topic of a benefit. Before it, we just search on the benefit of a cloud computing on a small business. So that the static content that provided by the OpenAI. Now we're searching on SEO content, 500 word SEO content. You just write here and just click on a button that generate SEO code. Just hold on. So basically, API call will take around some few seconds. Yeah, there is a. So it suggests a meta title or a page title, meta description. Meta description is a meta description. You can also cross check it. 5536. So as I said already, talk about there are some in every section there are some human interaction must be there. So we check this, we cross check this. The meta description is correct or meet our length as per our requirement. So the result is this: the keyword. What kind of a keyword need to be placed in our page? So these are the keyword that's suggested by OpenAI as per the filter text. So we have a quiz section, we have a SEO content, we have a search text search in OpenAI, we have a debugging a code. Suppose we have a code in our example, like here's a code function add a comma b return a plus b. So we debug our code. If the fine or have some issues or need to improvement, we click on this. It'll just take a few seconds. Yeah, here's the result. The code provided by technically is correctly. Here is some code. Here are some suggestions. There are some input. The input is the return is expected at 5, right? So these three examples are by OpenAI features. Now we talk about AWS. AWS is used in OpenAI. Right now, there are multiple apps that use AI in photos or videos. So in AWS, we recognize the face, we recognize the age, we recognize the um, face features, we recognize multiple faces. There are multiple features that work on provide features by AI face detection method by AWS. So here's some example. Like we have some custom images like 3, 2, 5, 6. Yeah, we have 6 images. And first image we have a girl, we child. We click on validate image, that image is valid or not. We click on that image. It will result some date that the in image, the age is between a 6 to 12. Smile, no smile, sunglasses, eyeglasses, gender, female, stage, eye open, yes, eye open, mouth. So sad. Then in a percentage, sad percentage 1.8, influence percentage 0.00. So basically, in web development, these features are used, and we are also using these features in our web services. Let's talk about multiple images, multiple face detection. So multiple face recognize in photo if a if our requirement is need to upload a single image, a single face image detection. So we can apply here. And another example, we click on that image. This is a single image. Age is between 30 to 38. Smile, no, sunglasses, eyeglasses, gender, male. XYZ, blah 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 blah, plan, set, confusion percentage. There are some bullet points that are provided by AWS detection services that purely used by AI. In right now, in every era, like even our government services, in our daily routine, we are using every system is using face detection system. In punches, we use face detection features. So it's not new feature. It's a very good feature, and like right now, number of companies, number of product are using these features, face detections. So let's move on. So here is some example, and OpenAI and AWS AI and chatbot, and now we move on IDE. That IDE basically a editor that is used for writing a code, writing for CSS, HTML. That you call by as an editor, we call it the IDE. We can build in, we can install AI features. Just allow me a few minutes. Just allow me a few minutes. Like here. So it's a VS Code IDE, and here is here code that we already demonstrate that what is the HTML, what is the body, dev, etc., etc. So we already here integrate some AI tools uh, like a Copilot, and there's some multiple extensions are there. You can search here, provided by VS Code. These features, if you have some like just allow a few minutes. Get some. Okay. Just a minute. Actually, the bar is not working actually. Anyways, in coding, quantum coding point of view, I did provide a suggestion that what the next code or what next function auto suggested by AI, like we here write a code. Yeah, here that suggests a script that React product.min. There's some JS file that suggested by automatically by VS Code. We write some custom script like script. So you can see that the AI automatically suggests that You can use this React DOM, or X number of things, React render DOM. So before it, we write a single character that React DOM dot render $div, etc., etc. Right now, we just tab our ID and the code is ready to use. It's already provided some commenting system that you can use this. So these features are already in place, and ID and commenting system we can in commenting system we go on a some in CSS point of view. Like, yeah, here is AI automatically as per the require, as per the your page, as per the your HTML, as per the your framework JS, as per the your app header class. IDE AI already suggests the CSS that what background color will be there, minimum height, display mode, alignment, color, code, font size. That already suggested. So these are some basic features that are used in web development. So I'm done with this in the PPT and the code level. So here we cover us in demo as a OpenAI, as a AWS face detection, as a chat GP, static chatbot system, and ID in suggestion. One more thing. Here is some. Here's some. Yeah, here. Spell check. Suppose you write some code or document, and it will auto suggest that this is not a correct unknown word. So AI will suggest you can correct it. So it's create a life easy for a web development, for a developer, for a tester, for a front end users. So these are the basic features in generative AI in web development. I'm done it. Now moving on the slide. And I'm done it. Thank you for your time and attention. I hope the session provided you a valuable happenings. Any questions are welcome. Sir, how does code generation perform on a large code basis? Yeah, in large code basis, suppose here is only 41 line code. Suppose if you have a large coded, accordingly the ID or AI will accordingly work on it. First of all, in large code level, the coding standard is not suggested that your code not be more than your function not be more than 500 or 600 character lines. So it recommended that your code will be minimum line code. In terms of your questions, generative how does code generation perform on a large code basis? So don't worry, the AI is already working on a large number of code. On a minimum code, the user or a developer, they already work on that. So in large number, we can show you some large content, how it's work on large content. Like just allow me some few minutes. Yeah, we can set an example. Where here is some example. You can verify your code in a large number of, right now here is some 5 to 6 line code, right? You can place here your X number of line code here and verify your code or optimize your code as per the ChatGPT OpenAI. It will work. Like I can see you some example. ChatGPT, OpenAI. Code review. And paste here some my code, number of code, HTML code. Here is some HTML code. There is some HTML code. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Here's our code. We just paste. You can also attach here as your zip file or PDF or your extension file. You can also copy paste here. Just provide some logical text. What you need, what you want from ChatGPT, and click on it. Within a few seconds, it will suggest that what you need to work on your code, what is not work on your code. So here are some input, bug and improvement suggestions, code questions, security, open API, do not expose your open AI, and HTML that suggested by the chat GPT. You need to work on it. So don't worry, the AI is effectively work on the number of data. I think. Okay, thank you, Bank. So done it. So any questions? I think. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you,
Rohit. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Versi. Thank you all of you.
Okay, so now we are going to have a break, and we are going to have our next session after lunch, and we will start at 2 p.m. Thank you. There is a question